I know just how long you hold your breath. So basically, we go, okay, looking at Doth, you probably can't hold it past 4 minutes without passing out.
What's the rules on holding your breath?
Constitution.
You have 10 minutes of air out of a bag of holding. After that, it is a number of minutes equal to your Constitution bonus.
So 13 minutes.
Yeah, so we hang out for like 15 minutes, 14 minutes. We'll do it 1 minute over.
Sorry.
Okay, so we'll do it for 13 minutes, so 1 minute over, so you should be passed out but not dead. If we peek in...
I know that's what you were going for, but the way that you said it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So
It sounded so asshole. I loved it.
So we peek our heads in. If you start charging towards us, okay, it's the demon stats. If you're passed out on the ground, Doth stats.
As long as the demon doesn't also
tear into it and escape, but then again, that would still answer the whole.
Oh yeah, or have
What
the
came
same
first?
constitution.
Highly doubt.
Or
I
it could
highly
even.
doubt.
I highly doubt a devil would have a constitution.
Well, here's the thing: because it's taking over your body, it might use your physical stats, and then use its
And
own mental.
that's what I was
attributes.
thinking it would do. Like, it would bring its own intelligence, charisma, and wisdom, and then everything else would be mine.
Okay, but that
Right,
still
next.
would mean we can physically restrain him like Doth. So that would still be
Yeah.
fine. Like him try and like bamboozle us, but
I think
Yeah,
you brought
okay,
up
we're gonna
the
be
whole
like-
thing with charming, and it convoluted things.
like, what is he gonna do? Be like, no, you wouldn't hurt your friend Doth. Like, I already shot the motherfucker with an arrow. Like, haha,
Yes.
joke's on you. Arkin's fine tying him up. Like, that's fine.
Theoretically, if he was taken over by a devil, his alignment would probably change.
And I wouldn't be able to use the staff any longer. And if I'm not able to...
Well, you
You
wouldn't
don't
be
know
able
that.
to, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it wouldn't be able to overpower the staff.
That's a good point. I really don't want
This-
to do
this-
that to her.
The staff has to fight against it, and it's DC that that whoever is wielding the staff has to.
I mean, we had like what, a good like 36 hours to live on the plane of fire, right? Last time we were there, it was like a day and a half, 2 days, something like that.
Oh, you're talking about for like how long of like fire resistance you got? 24 hours.
24 hours.
yeah.
Good news.
It can be extended past that for like way additional spell slots, but yeah.
I'm sure Elise could make it a deal.
I'd have to do that at the... We'd have to be back at the tower.
Yeah.
You could just like
Frost
step
spell.
through a random ass portal somewhere and just let the
Frost
contract end.
Presto. Push you into a fucking fish.
And they'll come get you in a week.
What?
Why a week?
We only need 24 hours, so like make it 26 just to be safe. I don't know.
Yeah, or make the
2 or
week
3
just
days,
so you know.
maybe 4.
Anywho, we don't know...
Well, we don't know what it's going to do to him on its way out either. Like, if I didn't get to have like 24 hours, I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. Like, I would like shred its guts or its brain on my way out the
So
door.
probably a good idea.
It's like tenants when your landlord's raising the rent. Like, yeah, sure, I'll leave, but
I'm taking some of this copper with me.
yeah, I'm gonna flush a bunch of cement down your fucking pipes on the way out. Like, yeah,
Ooh, fun stuff.
it's fun.
You didn't get your deposit back.
No.
I'm a great
Spl-
tenant.
splurge for the nugget of sodium and just flush it down the toilet.
Wait, makes me
Uh,
like it.
will it make it down?
What's that?
Will it make it very far?
Oh yeah. You get a big enough chunk,
Mhm.
and like it's obviously going to have the mineral spirits on the outside of
Remember,
it,
it's
so
also-
it's gonna go a fairly decent distance.
It's suspended in oil too, so all you have to do is put in like a Tide Pod pack or some like one of the thick
Yeah.
like jellies
Yeah.
that's going to dissolve slowly. Think of it like Mentos. They have
But you don't want it
different
to you don't want it to dissolve too slowly because you want it to fuck up the
No,
pipes
but
for
that's why
this
you-
place, not make it to like a main line.
Well, that's why like
Oh.
that's why you do like.
Yeah, because it goes from
But that's why
like-
you're doing the laundry detergent or this like something that it's going to have a coating enough that walk that you know it's going to easily wash
Yep.
away.
you want to say fuck the landlord, not now this is
Fuck the
a
landlord
terrorism.
and this entire city.
I mean,
Now this is an act of terrorism.
I don't really get along with my neighbors either, so that might
Sure.
that's fine.
Yeah.
There's options.
So
We can put you in
It's
a
something
fucking-
You can put ferrofluid in that car.
I was talking about what we're going to do with Dog.
yeah, I mean it's something to think about.
Yeah,
You could put ferrofluid in dog.
good fucking luck.
I don't want to put anything in Dog.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. Actually, it's not bad. Yeah, no. You and your double deck ass can stay the fuck away. You get up on the other side of that fucking tiny hut.
So So, like, if you 69, no,
It's more like a 70.
I'm trying to figure out how you can still get like triple penetration with a
69
strap
plus
on.
what? What's that?
What else would you penetrate? There's only 2 holes.
Honey,
Honey, there's 11.
What?
We had this conversation. So some freaky.
Whose joke is that? It's somebody's joke. I can't remember like the 11 holes.
We came across somebody on the internet was trying to like talking about like 11 holes and like one of our girl chat things. Like someone infiltrated.
There's a comedian who uses that as a part of his like shtick.
I don't know.
And it's the 11 holes, and it's like,
It's like
now
your
you're
eye holes,
thinking,
your ear holes,
or
your
now you're
nose.
counting. You're not even listening to me anymore. You're actually counting, and like it's part of his like comedian shtick. And like you sit there and you think about it, and you're like,
The only one we're missing, I think he's talking about the belly button. That's the only thing that we, which would make it 11 because he has 2 eye holes, 2 nostrils, your ears, mouth, and then all the basics, and then I think the belly button.
I wouldn't classify the eyes as holes though.
But that's the only thing that
Yeah, I know.
The guy
Believe
who
me, I'm well aware of
posted it in the girl chat was very, very detailed on it was eye holes.
He's gonna make a hole.
Yeah.
that. Right. I mean, interesting, I guess. But
Intense sounding.
I mean, you're that's literally a cell phone if you're saying that you can like fuck in somebody's eye hole. That's a cell phone right there.
I mean, you also have.
I'll fuck your eye socket and I won't even touch the back. Why? Fucking why?
It's like fucking somebody's dimple.
What?
Their dimple.
Well, my favorite one was
I mean, I like the armpit ones from Victorian times. Most of them.
one of my favorite ones
That was actually a
was
thing.
Yeah, to avoid like losing your virginity and or catching syphilis. So that was like their
They're compromised.
that was like the sex ed for like sluts was like
Use your armpits.
yeah, he can fuck your armpits and you won't get syphilis.
Right.
Joke's on you, actually you can get it from skin to skin contact. It's anywhere, it's just
right, it's just where it shows up. Yeah, I think one of my favorite ones was an ex-coworker who said that he liked big women, and so like somebody asked, "Well, how do you have sex with them?" And he goes, "You roll them in flour and fuck the wet spot."
Jamie said that.
No, he got it from somebody else,
Okay.
but I'm not stating names.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
Fuck.
can you
Yeah.
text them?
roll them in flour and fuck the wet spot, and I was like, "I've seen your wife. Thank you for the mental image, I guess."
Ooh.
She was round.
Very.
I mean, there's an ass for every chair.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I guess if they're big enough, you don't really have to worry about whether you're pleasuring her or not, because you're not making it anywhere near there.
And then you have a lot more places to choose from. You just
Way
pick
more.
a roll and go.
Yeah.
All right, which one are you not hiding
Any
a
port of
donut
form.
Which one?
That
are
just
you
sounds like a
hiding the
bonus.
in?
That's
Let's play hide the
that,
sausage.
that was like
Yeah. Yeah. Which roll doesn't have a donut? I want the one that's got the grilled cheese today.
No. You got
Don't want
little
them to.
jousting games where they collect as many rings as you can.
Where you what?
Where you would try to collect as many rings as you can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So find all the donuts. If you can cover your dick, you win the big prize. Like,
Joke's on you when you find the jelly one.
I mean,
Uh,
for once, the guys with the little dicks went out because they only need 2 donuts.
That's true. Wait, you're assuming a lot on that one.
No, it wasn't Cody. He's never been married.
Right. Well, I don't know if him and Ashley that relationship keep going that way.
I know she.
Oh fuck.
Damn it!
You can't-
Now I have to edit the goddamn video.
Please.
Okay,
this
everybody
would kill
stop
me.
talking for a second. Okay, so what you do is you get a water bed covered in oil, and then you just let her roll, and it's just the rotisserie. You just leave it in there inside of one of the rolls, and you just like as she rotates. It's a different version of spinner. It's like the exact opposite of spinner.
You do it with enough,
Oh.
and all your
That
buddies
would
can
take
get
some
in.
All I'm
coordination to try to
thinking-
like keep up with it, not get like a foot to the face.
All
That
I,
would work better oral.
Mm.
You gotta
all
get,
I can think about now is like butter on a stick, like spinning.
I was
Basically,
thinking more of like corn on a cob.
I was going more for like the roller girls.
it's amazing how everyone went somewhere else and they're all equally disgusting.
And then you
Or-
get all the oil dripping out of her at the end.
Is that oil though? Is it really oil?
I mean, she's as big as she was, probably. He wasn't hitting anything out.
It's the child that would have been potentially born with diabetes.
Like the human version of shawarma.
Well, nope, you got me on that one. Get fucked.
Where's the yogurt sauce?
Is that tzatziki? No, it's not.
Best mayonnaise I ever tasted.
Nope.
Nope.
So,
If it's not
sauce,
tzatziki,
we're
why
doing
has it
some
got
mayonnaise.
cucumbers in it?
It's got a cucumber in there, too.
What does it look chewed up? I think Daniel's
Can we
done with
call-
that shit for this.
All right, with that, who's ready to move on?
I texted you the spell that I'll be putting in at
Oh,
the end
yeah,
of
yeah.
my long rest. No, no, before I take the long rest.
Cool. Yeah. Before
Yeah.
then swap shit.
Are we-
Next day, blah blah blah. Yep. Okay.
I went to pull out my pen and paper
What was it?
while everyone else is getting ready to retire
Like
to
a
try and
19
talk
years
it off.
Okay. Okay.
I took his dice.
Oh, probably a good idea.
Rolled another really high.
All right. So, you're gonna talk to Doc before retiring.
What exactly was it?
Paper. I'm not. I was gonna write it. So I
Oh,
don't
okay,
forget.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Totally cool.
So saw a red eye about 20 feet from the party. Or it's 20 feet, 20 feet radius of 10 feet.
10 feet.
So
Give or
10,
take 10
feet.
feet.
From the party when I was
Probably close to
behind
like
us,
9.5.
leaving the hags.
Are you guys trying to do this in like a sneaky way or anything from us?
I was waiting for you. Listen, you guys are going to bed.
Yeah, no, well, we're trying to communicate about
Yeah.
what she had saw.
You
Same.
need 8 hours. He's taking the second shift, so I'm assuming like you guys are both tired. I don't want to like.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's watching us or listening to us. I don't want people to like jump and freak out and let it know that we know
Mhm.
as much as I can. I mean, if it's reading over my shoulder when I'm writing, well, fuck me. But
So, I will write back. That sounds like a spell. That sounds like something very similar to what we saw R use. If it was just following us, then it just was red.
it looked like a red eye. I didn't try to look at it too long because I didn't want it to know that I saw. So what I saw was what I saw.
That tells me writing. That tells me that a spellcaster might be looking upon us. It could be. Not that it's going to be. It could be that.
I think so too, given what happened with you.
With, look at my arm. There's not a whole lot I can do right now. Maybe we should bring R into this.
That's fair. I was going to ask if we should tell the party. Is there a chance it could see us through the hut?
Yes. I made it as dark as possible, but magical
Yeah.
sight penetrates.
Nothing prevents it from materializing inside the hut.
Exactly.
Motherfucker! Great!
What was that?
My
you stop?
heart dropping.
Did you stomp your foot?
No, that was me kicking the bottom of the chair.
Okay.
What?
We're
No one's
rolling.
home right now.
No, we definitely had a fucking torch. And you're gonna say there's nothing to stop it from.
Yeah, I will. There's nothing to stop it from coming in. But like at this point now, I'm just trying to like cup it and push
Well,
it.
I wouldn't be like across the side of the tent, like throwing
Like we're not throwing paper airplanes.
No,
back
I'd
and
be like
forth.
sitting next to you, like
Right.
in between.
Right.
That's basically how we use
Like
it.
shoulder to shoulder. I got like, leg up, pack over it. Like
Yeah, fair enough.
if you're watching us, if it's been watching us for a while, already knows I don't like to share shit anyway. So hopefully it's not too out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're looking back at the other two party members. So
Yeah. That's like, 'cause I want to decide if we're gonna share or not. But you think we should share, so we'll share.
I think we should share at least with R. R is someone who could potentially do something like this.
The problem is if would it be able to hide?
Can I make an Arcana check for that?
Sure. Go for it.
22.
No. From what you know of this type of sensor, it materializes and it itself does not move more than a certain distance away from whoever or whatever or wherever it is looking at.
Okay, I'll relay that information to you.
Okay, so if I don't see it, we're okay.
But unfortunately, we're gonna have to be a little bit more vigilant. So we should bring both of them in
Can
on
I
it.
do
so
one
we-
more sweep and look around?
Certainly, you can try.
I don't like it when you say that.
You.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna look around too. Can I help her?
14.
Okay, you have advantage.
14. I'm gonna kill myself. I got the same number again on advantage.
Cool.
Jesus, nice.
Yeah, let's.
Now, if
Second
only you
time
can
it's
save
happened.
those for when you have disadvantage.
Right?
Oh god.
What the fuck did I throw my...
That always feels good when you have disadvantage, but it never feels good when you've got advantage.
Perception, right? So 8,
Yes.
So 22.
22. As far as you can tell, you do not see the enemy.
Alright, so I'll relax a little bit.
Okay.
In this really low voice, like, yeah, we're gonna have to keep watching because it was behind us, following us. We need to start scouting as far behind and side as we do in front. I'm really worried about
Do me a favor. Roll another Arcana check. This one's a little bit more of an obscure knowledge, but you would technically have access to it.
26.
26.
Keep that up, bud.
These sensors are traditionally invisible. There may have been something to do with the area in which it had been at the time that made it visible to some extent.
What was going on exactly? Whenever you were able to see it. Was there light? Was there no light? Was it
It
rocky?
was in full light of R. And then,
Is R asleep right now?
Apparently, yeah.
yeah. I was waiting for everyone to be asleep again. I don't want to spook people and
I'm gonna take out my. It's safe to assume that we build a bonfire. No, it's
not
not.
really
No,
control
because-
the temperature. Yeah, we don't need a fire.
You don't necessarily need a fire. It depends on what you do for food. At any given time, if you want to do actual heated food of some sort, then yes, you would probably build a fire.
I would say we
But-
probably didn't have a fire.
I pull out my. I have the. Which one is it? Yeah, I took the explorer's pack, so I'm gonna take out a torch and a tinder kit. Go ahead and light a torch,
Okay.
and then I'd like to look around.
What's the radius on a torch? I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's like I think it's like 15.
I use a lamp.
I've been getting confused with light spell all day, so
Let's see, so
It would be equipment, right?
20-foot radius.
Yeah.
Bright
20 foot?
light. Dim lights an additional 20.
Okay, so it is 20/20 on Sim as light. Okay.
Exactly.
You guys are standing. You guys are off to one side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, wherever he would be.
Okay. All right, your choice. Which one first? You need one regular and one with disadvantage. Disadvantage is for the far side of the bubble where it's in dim light.
I'll take disadvantage first.
Disadvantage first.
Is it perception? Can I help him at all? I may. You're fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you would like to.
Okay.
Do you want
I
help
would like help.
instead of?
Can I cast guidance on myself?
Yes.
It's just one flat one.
I was just about to say this would probably be a really inconvenient time to mention that. Whenever R sleeps, he goes, "Oh, then I go to."
A Canadian Julian.
A Zuth guidance.
There you go.
Whoa.
Okay, so 22 at perception, 27. So since that one's now a flat
So
one,
I'm-
right?
Yeah.
It was 27 at disadvantage.
No. Well, hold on a second, because
You said you were doing disadvantage first.
Yeah, he did
And-
just one roll. One roll though. That's what we're asking.
Oh,
helping.
right, because you were helping.
So
Correct.
it's one
Correct.
flat,
Correct.
one advantaged instead of one flat, one disadvantaged.
Correct.
right. Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, got 19, got a 3, got a +5 for perception.
Okay.
So 27.
As far as you can tell, there is no eye.
Okay, now I'll take the regular one.
Okay.
But I have advantage.
Yes.
But I cannot give myself guidance so quickly, right? Or I can give myself guidance again.
Just roll.
I just want to make sure. I don't want to be abusing the rules, but I do want to make sure that I'm getting.
Right.
Yeah.
No, all out.
Okay. Okay, so 16 plus 5, 21.
21. As far as you can tell, you cannot see the eye.
Look, the
Are you gonna share that?
yeah, I'm sharing.
That you know now that it's usually invisible.
Yes,
Are you gonna write it or are you gonna say it out loud?
I'm gonna write it.
Thank you. Just as
Yeah.
I like clarification.
Yeah, no. Saffron, truck the arm, torch.
I mean, technically, you wouldn't have really had to cast.
I mean, I would have had.
last-
I would if there's no light, we could use like my hooded lamp and not.
The last one went
Or-
into
or share my
technically, you
Well,
wouldn't really
I
have to
would
cast it again.
I would have assumed like your version of helping him with perception would have been like holding a torch, kind of like.
But when he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna hold my torch down low and right,"
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
don't light my fucking ass.
I'm not trying to light anything on fire.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna write. Okay. We need to be very careful
We need more light going forward.
if we're sure it's the light.
More light.
You're asleep, but no boom.
No, he
boom.
heard light, and that's his trigger.
That's his
Yeah.
trigger.
He's
It was
just gonna
just
wake
like-
up and be like,
That's,
Hey, what?
that's our safe word.
Like,
He's gonna wake up like moving his like bed spread around. That hasn't happened in years.
Heard you guys need a torch?
this hasn't happened since the monster.
Okay.
how about you?
We need to decide. Can we risk everyone looking for it without it knowing that we see it?
Fuck, that's a good point. No, we can't.
Can
What's-
yeah, there's a fine line here between if it knows we can see it, it might stop following us, or it might lead to more action against us.
That's true. I will then, if that's the case, then also we'll be using my magical sight a little bit more often while we're walking, and just doing passes over.
Make it a habit, maybe to walk between groups
Mm.
and to just talk to one another.
Yeah.
Be a good way to casually look.
Yeah.
Everyone takes turns at the front and the back.
So that means that we need to let everyone else know. This is going to involve a certain amount of trust in our companions.
And, okay, trust to perform if they know, versus
Easy.
trust in us to say that we're trying to just keep an eye on third party.
You're not wrong, because we're literally keeping an eye out for the party.
Think single file, alternating, you in the front, me in the back.
Yeah, that should work
We
overall.
can always use the guise of scouting for magic.
Yeah,
Not alive.
no, technically not a lie.
Yes. Always.
Yeah,
You can put
Yeah,
it
that'll
by,
work.
And I guess I'll stick to more light.
well, as far as we know, you have a point. As far as we know currently, light had something to do with the way that you were able to see it. But we don't know if that's always going to be.
Could have very well been there's a spell in the area from the hags. We don't know.
No,
No, we're
more than 24 hours. And
I mean, the father says.
potentially it could have been some sort of sentry for them.
Do you think it's the type of light? R was casting a spell for light.
If that's magical light.
Ours was physical light.
That could potentially have something to do with it. Could. God, Lucy. We won't know until the morning.
Yeah, no.
Matt, how many hours would you say this took? Or how far into this are we?
What, as far as a conversation? Probably about double what it took to speak it, as far as writing. I mean, you're both skilled, so I'm not going to say that it took forever. Huh?
That's nothing like Cody's character writing stuff out.
Oh,
They're not monologues.
like
Yeah,
it,
my character's actually
it takes less time for him to
Yeah,
write
I'm
it, but
educated.
it takes less time for him to write it, but it takes 6 times as long for you to decipher it.
He pulls out the finger.
But I'm not
paints.
afraid to say that on camera because that motherfucker knows it himself.
I
so.
say he pulls out like the finger paints and starts. We're trying to hand him the pencil.
You're lucky if he uses paint and not like his own poop.
Feces.
that you
Not on
hope
the-
that's poop.
Not on the paper.
You
on,
hope
on,
that's
like,
his poop.
on the
Yeah.
women's tiny hut wall.
Yeah,
No, God,
it's
no.
like caked on there.
Little fecal paint.
Yeah,
Would it be canon to say that, like, as a layman's tiny hut, like, if you were to put something, like, on the outside of it, it would stay there?
Yeah. We can get buried in snow or
yes,
sand or
same basic concept. You could be buried in snow.
a slug could crawl over us.
Yeah, okay.
It like there are like it wouldn't allow like environmental hazards in
Right.
and stuff like that. So
Or
yeah,
physical hazards.
Again.
Yeah.
Or magical.
We had a slug
Correct.
on top.
Yeah, no. I just want to ask for clarification because what I'm thinking.
Slugs on top of us, skeletons barricaded.
Yeah.
Like I think we
Yeah.
tested the.
Yeah, no, we've tested it, but I would much
Yeah.
rather have some, like, absolute, this is an answer.
Does
Now, I
Jack
do
ever give us anything absolute?
No.
All you're going to see is some more confusion and doubt if you start asking him.
I'm like, okay, so I do have a question. Concentrating on the spell, if hypothetically speaking, if I were to cast it again, would I simply be able to shift? Like, make it spin. That's all I want to do.
no,
No.
that's
Okay.
outside of the
Right.
realm.
Okay, see,
And
That
same
fuck
same
up our
basic
sentry.
idea as the last time that you guys had talked about possibly using it and like moving the Leoman's hut by repeatedly casting it. There is a time frame where the hut is not there
Yeah.
before the new one comes into effect. So use that knowledge how you will.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I'm going to bed. Otherwise, I don't get my shit back.
Same.
I mean,
Same.
human brain tired.
Well, you've got roughly about
You've got-
4 hours.
Yeah, you still got like 3 hours left of.
Well, oh yeah.
Yeah.
About that.
Please don't go to sleep. You've got 3 hours.
No,
of watch
I'm
left.
doing 3 hours of something else. But yes, I'm watching and keeping an eye out, but I'm also doing something else.
Nervous road. So
Nothing-
that's not how you keep watch.
Have you ever whittled a stick and kept watch?
Well, that was one of the things. That was when I told you when you're putting them into the lore stone, it removes a certain amount of your outward consciousness to be able to do that. That's why I had mentioned specifically, because I don't want you, like, I don't want bad shit happening and you not having the knowledge.
Okay.
You yourself, after putting spells in there, that you are unable to sufficiently keep watch by yourself.
Okay, if that's the case, then I'm not gonna. Oh, that'll be for the next long rest.
Well,
That's not
I know
what I'm
that
doing
you had worked it out as far as like R was going to take watch at the same time as you, theoretically.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure how that would work because that would leave 4 hours where nobody's awake.
Like that's up to you, dog. It's like, I mean, I'm not going to know what you're doing on your 4 hours of watch, but if I lay down
Like,
and
like I said, I don't want bad shit to happen without you feeling like I didn't give you the information.
he
That's
gets
fair. So then again, like what I sent you, that we're just gonna do that for next rest.
Okay.
But I'll do that at the end of my next. At the end of rest.
Okay.
So I'll try
You
to take
pre-
watch
you-
first.
Right. You
And-
prepare your spells upon waking up.
Yeah.
So it would be whatever spells you prepare for that day, you would have access to.
You okay?
So
What happened?
Yeah,
Or
it's not a bad one.
what, on the nose, on the mouth?
No.
finger.
Finger.
Oh,
Okay.
It's the same place every other cat has always managed to get me.
Cool.
Literally, they always manage to just go on the curve of my pinky. I don't fucking know how.
Chop it off. You know, that's the problem.
So I'm gonna
So then
go
again, then I'll
curl up
just
in
be
bed
keeping
for
my
sleep.
watch.
what's that?
Nothing. So you're not gonna fiddle fuck around with your consciousness.
Nope.
So if I roll over in my bed pack and look over, you're not gonna be tranced out or something. I can throw a dagger at you.
Nope.
Drooling like Yatso was.
Because I will definitely throw a dagger at you.
That's fair. I get it.
After you just told me, yeah, no, fine, I got watch.
Right. It's not like she's already been kidnapped from this exact.
No, I'll be
Literally this exact same spot, and now we know something magical is following us. We still got some weird fucking dolls who, for all I know, now have no master and decided to live a life of enjoyment.
Fucking with you.
Or whoever's close by. We're the only things that are close by as far as we know. And that they know.
All right. So
Maybe you two can talk when you trade off. I'm going to bed. I like how the unconscious one says okay. The one that's supposed to be conscious is
not.
Daniel, I don't know what you just did, but you just scared the shit out of me.
Stretched.
All right.
not having my
Right.
body snatched again.
All right. So, first watch goes off without a hitch. No problems in this area. That was first 2 hours basically. You're pulling a second 2 right off the bat. You're doing a full 4.
Yeah. I'll do it for 4.
Okay. Second watch goes off. No problems.
With the bar.
Okay.
Alright. Good morning. Go.
I will go ahead and I'll pull them to the side real quick. Pull out a piece of paper and writing utensils, and I'll kind of shield it with my body. You know, look at him, and I'll write it in Elvish.
Okay.
You know, about what Arkin and I had. You know, like a summary of what we had talked about, as well as what the game plan is going forward, and like what would we need to know about divination spells. Definitely not my area.
Do you speak Elvish?
Yeah.
Wasn't sure because there's a chance because the Sylvan
Common,
and whatnot.
Elvish, Celestial, and Giant.
Oh, we can start doing that, but odds are necromancers and things are educated.
Yeah, but like if we have multiple different pieces of paper in different languages, odds are it's going to be a little bit harder to piece things together.
If we make our own code,
And can we make our
Our
own?
own
if we make our own
language.
Can we
code,
make our own code?
hear me out. If I come back next week with a
Thieves
language
can't.
code that fits everybody,
If you all collectively would like to work on that as an actual language, when you level up, you would be able to. But you must spend the time in game working on it.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
So
Well,
our
I
next
will
break-
allow it, absolutely, but you got to work for it.
Okay, so on next break, we're gonna figure out like the different other similar languages we all speak.
I mean, just learning thieves can't
So-
be the easiest, but
True.
it's
Mm.
not guaranteed that they don't speak it since
Right.
it already exists.
Mm,
So what would we call it?
And-
we'll figure that out. later.
and while the rest of you would know her Thieves' Cant, you would not be able to know Thieves' Cant as an overall language.
Right.
It is a specialized language.
Right. Yeah. I'm not
Same
gonna,
thing with Druidic, things
I'm
like
not
that.
gonna give them away all the stuff because that's going to be like,
Right.
how that fucking little halfling say that shit, Argelic.
I don't want to be writing
Right.
down
It's gonna get
what
you
I'm
hard.
writing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
But speaking of which, as far as like the additional language and the tool proficiency, more you have to work on it in game if you expect to get it at some
That's why I
point.
was like every time we're at the tower, I feel like I'm going into the kitchen. That's where I was hit my
Right.
reset or
But you don't necessarily have to only do it when you're at the tower. It'll take
That
you
is
much
arcane
longer
eye.
to get it if you're only doing it at the tower.
it shouldn't be arcane eye
And also fucks with them because why are you going
because that sensor is completely invisible.
True,
and for 2 hours?
Okay.
true. Just know that it'll take you longer to actually get access to those because you're practicing it less
Now
often.
usually,
Not that particular one, no. If it's
What
some-
do you
if it's
constitute
normal that the sensor
a
is
full
invisible,
long rest of sleep
but
for a
it was
human.
visible
Some
to us
people
right
do
there,
like
wasn't that bad?
6 hours plus 2 of super light duty.
It was as we were
As
leaving.
light duty constitute like playing with paper and
As we were
Yeah.
leaving it.
Reading, writing,
As we were leaving,
something that doesn't
Mhm.
require
Same
like
life.
physical activity or an excessive
Okay.
mental drain.
well,
if I
couldn't make it very
slid
hard
like
for
a
it to
writing
use.
slate
How?
in
Well,
my
if it
bag of
wants to
holding,
stay at
I
the
could
edge
put
of
my
our
hand
light,
in there as a
it
would
extend my
place.
light range to 120 feet.
At least
How long can you do that?
writing
No,
part.
An hour
we're
at
gonna
a
have to
time.
go with a
Takes
no on
30
that one.
spell slot.
Um,
But if we
while
need
you
an hour
could
of-
technically do it, you wouldn't be able to see what you're doing, and that would just
I can do that.
absolutely
It
nullify.
also dispels
being able to
magical
learn.
What
darkness
if I
in
use
the
the
area.
cup for my explorers?
If that's the case, then we
Um,
very situational, but we need to
Just make
save
like a
between the
sunken
two of us
workspace.
in order to.
You have to put it
I
in.
mean, it's up to you. There's any number of
All
ways
right.
that you can do things like that. Like learning
The safe
calligraphy
word is
in particular
kiwis.
doesn't necessarily
Kiwis.
require
Yes,
you to
kiwis is our
actually
safe
do
word.
things that look
Okay,
super
we're writing this
functional.
down. Now.
Yes.
So what you
All right,
do,
cool.
Floor, I could just.
And then, you know,
well, I
Okay,
mean,
I'm gonna go
like
to
as
sleep.
far as you have paper and
Okay.
pen.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
what you
Take my
can do
watch.
is like drawings
since I didn't
that
put
involve
down my torch,
that
I'm gonna
type
burn
of
the
style, like
Okay.
the flowing
the
and all
down
that.
and
Right.
the downstroke.
Leaves and vines and like elven runes and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Like there's a
that's
number of
smart.
ways that you can learn it without letting everyone
With my
else.
notes.
It would require like it's a mild deception check, but it's a thing. Same thing for like learning a language. You don't have to like be speaking it out loud. You have books. As long as you get access to a book that allows you to learn a language, you can do that. It's just a matter of finding one or a number of ones that are like the language that you're trying to learn, and you could eventually be like self-taught in something. It would take a hair bit longer for that than if you got like an actual book that taught you a language that had like separate passages in multiple languages that you could just like translate between.
Yeah.
So
And that
it's
gets-
it's all about however you want to do it. It's just a matter of I'm giving these things in a
Right,
way
and
that
that's
the
why
game
they're
won't
like
allow.
down at the bottom where I have like
Correct.
working tours. I don't have
Absolutely.
it yet, but that way because I know you're.
But it's up to you to specify I'm going to be spending time on this in particular, and you've been doing good with it so far. But
not to
Dude.
it on the earth.
right,
Not to
it's going to take you a while if all you're doing is at the tower. And it'd be the same for anybody else who wanted to learn a language. If you found a way, like a book or something like that, you could use downtime, like even just a couple hours here and there, to slowly learn these things.
Right.
That would be the same for tool proficiencies. I'm not averse to people learning tool proficiencies, but you have to find a way to learn it and use it and practice it.
You said the number of languages we can learn was equal to our wisdom mod, right?
No.
What?
Additional ones is equal to your intelligence modifier.
Oh, sweet.
That's additional languages.
Yeah, no. I started with 3, so
I meant like additional.
right now I can go up to 8. Not 8 more, just 8.
Right, 8 total.
Neat. So,
So it's whatever your character naturally would have plus your intelligence modifier. So there's a reason to increase your intelligence modifier if you want to.
But that doesn't count what we get from like.
Nope.
Learn one
Okay.
more.
Okay. I was gonna say I was be like,
Feats-
oh no, I gotta start deleting stuff.
No, feats, character class, racials, none of that count against this. This is just in addition to whatever your normal character sheet would say.
So then.
You can gain a number equal to your
So we
intelligence
have the one to work for you, and then we like for me I have 2, so I can work the one that we're working on with you and what you said, and then I have like 1 extra. Or,
Oh, you're talking about for
like languages. Like I have a +2 to my.
yes. So you have one that you're working on right now, and then next you would be able to gain a second one,
Okay.
and that would be it for your extras.
just talk to me that fucking language.
Sure.
So, R and I had, writing everything down.
Right.
We had talked about it. He told me that Arcane Eye is invisible, the spell that he knows of.
Incorrect. You guys would have seen Arcane Eye is an actual visible sensor, isn't it? Unless I'm remembering like a 3.5 thing and getting them mixed up. But
Pretty sure
I
it's
was under the
invisible.
assumption that Arcane Eye was always visible.
Let me see. No, it's invisible.
It is invisible. Okay, so I must be thinking of like back in like 3.5 days or something like that.
Yeah, because Arcane Eye used to be visible.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
And I still to this day get things mixed up because of 3.5.
I'm just trying to see if there's a.
So,
feat
okay,
that's the arcane
yeah.
site.
So we had talked about that. We established that he could, we had come to the same conclusion that, it might be magical light that caused it to where we were able to see.
Uh-huh.
And then
I have to go pee, so go ahead, talk for a minute.
that magical light, and he said if we ever need a full hour of get the fuck away from me, he could do that, and we established a safe word for it as well,
Oh, okay.
for him to do that without
Makes
arousing suspicion.
Makes sense.
Right.
Okay,
And then I burned the paper with my torch.
gotcha. I'll be right back.
That's not suspicious. Hey Tom, what's your perception?
Acid perception?
No, just your perception.
Oh, 5.
Nothing.
I'm so glad that me and Dalt finally have a safe word set up.
Signs of a healthy relationship going the right direction. I'm proud of you two.
It's kiwis.
And you just say it.
Out loud.
Please don't tell me you said it that way.
No, of course
Okay,
not.
Yeah. Because James is going to watch this. He's going to come back and watch this and be like, oh, those motherfuckers.
That's
No,
okay. Jonathan and I used to have like a.
because she's still asleep right now. I'm not just saying it to myself.
He just
You're
like,
asleep too, actually.
he's just
Yeah,
sitting there.
well, I'm meditating, yes.
He's just sitting there playing with the light, going Kiwi, playing with the flame.
Yeah, no.
It's a lonely
fucking-
4 hours.
Sorry.
And she followed it too.
Yeah, oh, did she fucking
She
really?
followed it. I was waiting.
So that's what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to hook you.
Anyone know of a feat that would give me magic sight? Because I can't find one on the internet.
Like what I have?
Not exactly like you have. I know it's not going to be as good as what you have.
Yeah, actually. Take the magic initiate, and then I should spell take detect magic.
Yeah, there you go.
Ritual cast means it takes how long to do?
Well, you wouldn't be able to ritual cast this one because you ain't got ritual casting. But you could just cast it as an action.
Okay.
It would last 10 minutes.
And I can only do that how often?
Once per day.
Once per day. You also get 2 cantrips from whatever class as well.
Yeah.
So, depending on which one you chose it from, you could get some really cool cantrips.
Eldritch Blast. That's the only cantrip I know.
Guidance,
Guidance.
actually. Light. Ayo.
Guidance is fantastic. Light is fantastic. Prestidigitation, which would allow you to like clean yourself and perform like minor magical things that are just visual.
You got like shower sparks or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that would go really well.
Mm-hmm.
You can also use prestidigitation to make yourself permanently clean.
Let's see.
So for
Mending, but
for the one,
obvious reasons.
I get the 2 cantrips and then like the normal spell, whatever.
the first level spell.
So if I did detect magic, how does that work?
You would cast it as a
Even
normal
though
spell.
it says ritual,
6
I
seconds.
don't. Have,
You don't have ritual casting.
okay, that's what I was asking. 'Cause I don't know what.
Right. Ritual casting is a completely separate thing. Like you could take that, and that would be like if you took ritual casting wizard. If I remember right, am I using it right? And you would gain access to all of the ritual spells of a wizard, and you'd be able to
Which
cast
is all the
those
ritual
as,
spells.
which is most of.
Most of not all.
Yeah. And so you would be able to use things like detect magic, identify for identifying objects, unseen servant, Tensor's floating disc, which creates a big disc you can put shit on.
Yeah, carry stuff for you.
Liam, it's hot.
Yeah, that's the 3rd level.
Why am I forgetting? Isn't ritual spell isn't?
It's okay.
For
I mean,
ritual
that's, I was
casting,
just,
you still
Yeah.
to know the spell. You still
I'm
have
just trying to
have
like
spell slot
close
for it.
in the education gaps. So I've been like trying to find feet that give me like some version of like magic sight.
Right. Which is fantastic for just about everybody to have.
Especially a person that keeps scouting, keeps getting from like 60 feet
Right.
ahead of everybody.
Yeah. There's a ton of traps and stuff like that having detect magic up would
Yeah, and
definitely
it
help.
helped me steal a lot more stuff too.
Yeah,
Should be
that
nice.
too. Knowing what to grab, knowing what that's not worth
Know
it.
what glows, what doesn't glow.
Yeah.
Find
Not
traps.
everything that glitters is gold.
But that can also help me. Could be like, okay, ring. Why is that ring glowing? It's going to be cursed. Maybe don't touch that. Let's just go for the diamonds that we know. Like,
Yeah, no, that's
it
fair
helps
enough.
me weigh the pros and cons of it. Like, if I
Yeah.
don't have time to look at what I'm stealing, I'm just going to take the things that,
Okay, yeah, no, I get it.
or like breaking into traps. Like yeah, I can tell that might be a rune. Is it active or not? I don't know. Let's run my fucking screwdriver through it and find out.
Technically,
then I
on a long enough timeline, taking ritual cast or wizard would allow you to
Really?
get pretty much everything just about.
So that's
Because-
a feat.
It is a feat. What you do is when you gain it,
Is it a limited feat?
when you choose the feat, you have a ritual book that holds 2 first level spells of your choice
Mhm.
that you can cast ritually. After that, if you come across a spell in written form, such as a magical spell scroll or a wizard's spell book, you might be able to add it to your ritual book. Spell must be on the spell list for your class you chose. Spell level can't be any higher than half your level, rounded up. So by the time you're level 20, even a 9th level spell, which there aren't any, sadly.
No. None that we know of.
Right.
But so like we're going level 9, so it'd be like a 4 or 5.
It would be 5 at this.
5.
Like when you're level 9, it would be level 5, like up to a 5th level
Good.
spell.
Yeah, no, that works. That works
Good.
perfect.
And
Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
the spell process of copying the spell in your ritual book takes 2 hours per level of the spell and costs 50 gold pieces per level.
Yeah,
But-
spellcasting gets expensive.
But yeah, if you chose ritual caster wizard, by the end you could have all of the ritual spells.
I'm not worried about all the items with magic sight, but that's a bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially considering there's a lot of them that do come in handy, like
Yeah,
unseen servant, being able to like
That's insane.
trigger traps and go grab stuff and bring it back to you and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, unseen servant doesn't make any damage, does it?
I think it can be broken.
If I remember right, it's got like 1 hit point. So if it takes any damage, it disappears.
It can be broken.
But considering it's a ritual spell, you can
Yeah.
just recast it again if you wanted to. But you take the time to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways that you can pick up some really, really useful things if you want to look into it.
I also forgot my 10 gold pieces from drinking the rat potion. I'm not gonna drink that.
Yeah.
When I sent you my
That's 5 gold I ever spent.
10. 5 from each of you.
5 from each of you. Gotta remove 5 gold pieces.
I
I
did.
did
I
that the other
did.
day.
Gotcha. All right.
There's
It
no
was such a
video.
funny fucking situation.
You never take gold from me.
Yeah,
It
no,
was
no,
so
no.
good.
I gotta go to the bathroom too.
Yeah, no problem.
Anybody else?
Well, I mean, I'm already switching over watch to arm.
Gotcha. Okay. So,
Secret fucking word. I can't believe it.
what's that?
Their password. Their
Well-
safe word with each other.
What is it?
Come on, Daniel. What is it?
Kiwis.
What?
Kiwis.
Kiwis.
Kiwis?
Our safe word is kiwis.
The fruit or the people?
Yes.
Or the bird.
The fruity people?
Or the
So,
bird.
so you're only referring to the gay people in New Zealand?
Exactly.
Mm.
Those kiwis in particular.
I mean,
The
to be
kiwis.
completely honest, if anybody needs a safe word, it is the gay people in New Zealand because that is technically a part of Australia, and everything tries to kill you there.
Who would have ever thought New Zealand would be more accepting than us?
Then, like the United States,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right? Australia's
I
doing
mean,
better
they have
than
their own problems,
Oh, yeah,
but
Australia's
yeah, they
doing-
are far more accepting.
progressive than we are.
Yeah.
I know. What a time to be alive.
To be fair, they're more.
Well, it makes it
accepting than
even
most of
fun.
the
It
world.
makes it even funnier knowing the history behind them. The fact that they were literally a
No,
criminal
no.
colony.
Also Australia.
Well,
Well, it's like Georgia.
right.
Florida and Georgia. Were
Yeah, but Georgia still is effectively
That's fair.
a criminal.
That's
That's
fair.
one of my favorites. Paladin Hunt.
It's also not like got them to fight in the war. They're like, well, I know we sent you guys over here to die because
10d6
you owed us
damage,
money, but if y'all
30
fight,
degrees.
we'll forget that.
Right.
And we'll let you guys be a state.
It's thunder and radiant. It's amazing.
Oh my
Whatever.
god.
Constitution save, I thought.
And it's
Why
Claire?
don't I play around with that idea
Paladin
instead?
Hunt. No other
Figure it out.
It's a really cool idea. It's a really, really interesting idea. And it'd be really cool to see you toying around with a little bit more magic as far as like that's a really good way to like just dip your feet into the
Which
waters
was I
without
I
going
was like,
crazy.
well, next proficiency, I might take Arcana just to be like,
It's pretty damn good.
you know, I ran out of things to read.
Just
I
because.
ran out of things to read, so I started reading spell books. Like,
Right,
I don't know,
exactly.
and really fuck with that one.
Oh man.
Roll an Arcana. Anything you roll it.
You're right.
Mind the business.
I need somebody to make an arcana check. I got expertise, bitch.
Right? Because I do. I get 2 pieces coming out.
There you do. Technically, he's already got it.
I know.
Yeah.
But it'd be
funny.
nice when he starts to roll. I just
Well, it'd be even better once you get reliable talent.
never roll below a 10. Oh, it's gonna feel so good.
on checks that you're proficient.
I know. I know,
So-
but that's usually what I roll for. Unless
Right.
you make like the whole party do something, then I'm like.
Right. At which point,
But most of the things that you make the party roll consistently, like perception, investigation, insight,
Yep.
deception, like I those
right.
for a reason.
Yeah.
Because I hear those words a lot. I go, I should probably be proficient in this.
3 times this session, he asked for a deception roll. I should probably become proficient in that.
Exactly. I'm like, even if I didn't know how to play, like if they keep asking for this thing, I should probably have it.
Right.
So at what point are you gonna have all proficiency in every skill?
Actually, there's a way to do it. Like,
There are ways
Like,
to
there's
do
like
it,
a
but
certain, like, way
she's
you-
not going that path.
No.
She's going a little bit
what
different.
you do is like you do like bard and then rogue and then
Uh,
fighter or something. I
no,
forget.
there's a knowledge cleric,
cleric. That's it. So you
Yeah.
start out as a bard and then you
bard,
do rogue
rogue,
and then
knowledge
cleric,
cleric,
and you end up with all the skills,
and
with
nearly
all
all
the language,
expertises.
and all the tools, like
And-
all the
and it-
basic tools, not
Very,
some
yeah, all the
added.
basic tools, nearly all of the expertise. Because knowledge cleric gives you expertise in a lot of the knowledge skills, and then you get expertise from bard,
Yeah, you do.
and
like,
then you get expertise from rogue.
You do so many levels and
Scout
all-
rogue in particular, because it already gives you 2 expertise.
nature.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to do it. Or that, I mean, it's just a phenomenal like skill monkey right there.
And you get like so many instruments too. It ends up like
Yeah,
it's
because of
8.
the
It's like 6
because
or
of the
8.
bard, it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
That's terrifying to think about.
It's fantastic. Like it's a really cool thing, and it's easy to work out too, because like the spells that you get from the different spellcasting classes become incredibly useful. Like cleric and bard in particular, and then if all they're really doing is supporting a rogue, and you have those spells as a rogue, man, there's so much good shit there. Healing word, like guidance, like being able to guide yourself before like most of your skill checks anyway. Take rogue up high enough where you have reliable talent and guidance. Like, it's ridiculous.
Taste it?
You know? What?
Did you just like deep throat people?
No, he deep threw like a fucking granola bar.
Neither of those things are accurate.
It looked more like an oversized Fig Newton.
Okay, there you go. Well, it's not deep throat because it's not like it's cheap, so he hamstered a fucking fig bar.
So
At least he's not boofing it.
what I did was
Send it!
All right.
I had to explain boofing to my like 60-year-old plus coworkers.
I'm so glad you had. Why didn't you videotape that? I would have died of laughter.
Because of everyone like Gia was talking about like how like our alcohol consumption at work and how to hide it and stuff like that. And some of the younger people talk about like butt chugging. So the way I explain like butt chugging and boofing and does it really work? And
Yeah, sure as luck does.
yeah, I'm
Is
pretty
that
sure,
right, Jesse?
some like. So does it make like the semen more like?
That's why Jesse just spikes their drinks, not with roofies, but with ayahuasca.
What?
The ayahuasca, the hallucinogens. It's the Joe Rogan hallucinogen. Just call it what it is. I mean, he's the one who talks about it and like mentions it and shit.
I don't bother.
Like,
So he doesn't shut up about it.
man, like it'll give you a new outlook on life. Like it's just you'll never see the world the same way again.
And his
You're
outlook
gonna
on
joke.
life
You're gonna
was
joke about
to-
that, but tomorrow you're gonna get an invite to go on a show and talk about this.
Cool. Please. I will take any promotion whatsoever. I don't give two shits.
Can I come?
I mean, any media is good media. So if you're the
Yeah.
guy that beat
Oh,
up Joe
man.
Rogan
Well,
in
you were
the studio, I mean,
No. I don't want to beat him up, but I would absolutely sit there and have a conversation with him. I have no problem with that.
How do you have a conversation? I could.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
So-
such a thing as a one-sided conversation.
No, I could.
Right.
I'd be very violent.
Okay.
I would be violent.
Once you've talked to enough toddlers, he's the boss you fight at the end.
Don't you ever compare toddlers.
Hold on.
Toddlers have a level of pureness and innocence and like natural ignorance
That's true.
that are just earned and deserved and should
His
be
is just
cherished.
delusion.
Yeah,
It is
he's
just
just a
pure
piece of-
delusion.
He's just a piece of shit.
Him
Like,
and what was his name? He was on there and he smoked weed. And he was like, "Oh, I'm kind of retarded."
Elon Musk.
Well, him too, but
Elon
like he was
Musk.
like, "I'm kind of retarded." You know who I'm talking about? He's the fucking asshole. Something about frogs.
oh,
Alex. It's just with an
Gay
A.
Frogs. He had his own talk show.
He was like a
Republicans,
super far right wing piece of shit.
Libertarians
I thought that was Alex
love
Jones.
him.
Is it Alex Jones?
I mean, Alex Jones is the guy who does
Turn the
InfoWars.
frickin'
Yeah.
frogs gay.
The which one?
Oh yeah, yeah.
InfoWars.
Frog's
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Him. That motherfucker.
Yeah. He's a fucking nut job.
Oh,
He's Glenn Beck. Like if Glenn Beck could actually live long enough to get fucking Alzheimer's.
God bless cancer.
I know, right? Not often in my life I'll say that, but yeah.
I mean, it took out McCain and him, so I don't know.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have to put in the tag
You know,
in this video
to be-
Joe Rogan just to get on the show.
You know, to be completely honest, yeah, it hurts a little bit, but I'll give up my mom because cancer took the other ones too.
I mean, cancer's.
God damn, James!
It's taking out a few of my relatives, but I don't like them, so I can't set my feet.
I think I broke Jesse.
Oh my god, I didn't realize you still had eyebrows. Yeah, because fucking tell me I'm wrong. Look at your brother.
I mean, you look like you have Oscar the Grouch's eyebrows. Could be worse.
No, he looks like a recovering cancer patient.
I can find them
Did
when I
you
wake up. in the
Take
morning.
them
I
off.
mean-
What happened?
Not quite recovering. Like
Oh, what's wrong
a
with your
couple
eyebrows?
treatments
What are you
away from
talking about?
recovering.
Yeah.
You have eyebrows.
Like
I can see
still doesn't have that hope in his eyes yet.
them. Oh, you can see his eyebrows from the sides.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at the sides, but I was looking straight on, and
What's
like
with you
the
with
rim.
eye
Hey Jesse, can I
contact
get
with
another Mountain Dew?
people? Are
please?
you lonely? Do you need a friend?
I'll take a
You
red.
okay, bud?
Apparently, I don't have any here. You bunch of fucking assholes.
Tell you what.
Friend.
Because he's like, I'm like, what are you talking
How do
about?
you define friends?
That's my point.
And I was like, what are you talking about? You can tell totally see his eyebrows. They're
Yeah,
like on the
Lily's gonna
side.
be the
You're like,
first
well,
to
I'm
go.
seeing from side. Liam was
Because
like,
of
oh,
proximity
avoid
and the
you
shit
in
that
eye
falls out of your
contact today. Like, let's
Why does it
drink
look
out
like
of
it's
it.
already been opened?
Yeah, let's just have a drink out of it.
And yet, I literally just popped the actual like
Seal.
seal on it.
All the way around or just on one side? Because you can open it without breaking the
No,
entire
it went
seal.
1, 2, 3.
No, like it went all the way around. Like that whole entire thing was broken.
And it wasn't super glued closed to sound like it cracked. Because you can do that for science. Look, if you get roofied, it's fine.
Who would waste a roofie on a rando? Like, and not, they're not here to benefit.
Like a real roofie, an actual roofie is super cheap and easy, and you can.
Yeah, I'm
I
okay
mean,
with
if
it.
you just want to fuck with somebody. Like,
Well,
All I hope is they put the good shit in there. That's all I'm saying.
Well, AO might pass out in the middle.
Right. At which point, like George comes over and he goes, "All right, magic item for you. Magic item for you."
Oh, I just start going through your notebook and being like,
yeah, I'm just
Fuck
saying.
that.
Fuck
that.
How long did it take your laptop to
No.
close down?
No. I feel my eyelids getting heavy. That's going all across the whole entire fucking area.
oh,
Gonna melt.
Wow.
I'm wiping this bitch clean.
Pulling out this giant magnet.
I got it saved up. I got it backed up to the Google Drive.
God
You
damn.
just see him take out this mallet.
2 weeks, I'll have a new computer. It's
Oh,
cool. It's
you
cool.
Just hit the power button. No password? Oh, honey.
No, I do have a
I
password.
feel like I was gonna be like, you're way
I
too
bet I could
trusting.
guess.
No, I didn't have a choice on it. Like it does. This
Yeah, mine
computer
makes
doesn't
me
really,
do the Microsoft. 'Cause we had-
Yeah.
I had to do the
Same
we
idea.
had the same thing.
which is annoying as shit. But
I would
whatever.
prefer a real password, but it just made me use the pin at first, and that's what
Mhm.
I've been lazy.
Same. I've still got a 4-digit
I have
pin
so
on
much
mine.
fucking shit.
Whatever.
I have so much fucking. Yeah, I still have the same background as you, so I never changed it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's blue. I like blue.
I went looking for some of them the other day, and I'm like, I got bored.
I got too much shit to do.
Sorry, I'm not 16 years old anymore.
Just physics class.
When I used to change it like on a weekly basis.
What,
I never
background?
did.
I changed it to one thing like 4 or 5 years ago, and since it's saved to my Windows account, it just every time I load up, like if I get a new computer and I log into Windows, and I use my Microsoft account, it just automatically
Right.
it just changes automatically. I don't even do anything anymore.
I changed my picture on Discord finally, so I actually have a picture.
How do you
Oh.
guys do that?
It's you go to the actual personal settings. You right click on your name, and I want to say it's like some sort of settings or personal or something like that.
Oh yeah, the picture of Aiden.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's him like covered up in the blanket, like his head just on the pillow.
He's a cute little shit.
I love that picture.
Yeah. So if you tap, like, if yours looks like this, up the top left, and then you should have this down here at the very bottom on the right. You can go in there and change all your settings.
He's using all these words like I know these.
As you can look from my picture, I figured out how to do it. But I forgot it.
All right.
That's
So-
objective.
Next two rests go uneventful.
Okay.
Lucky for you guys, you have cleared these tunnels.
Yeah.
So if you're going Final Fantasy completion, you just went up like 2%.
Oh, neat.
What is this? The fucking Omega Dungeon?
No, not yet.
I don't like the way you said that.
If he ever gives us
You
something that's as
shouldn't.
bad as that place.
There is one.
I believe you. I wouldn't put it past you. Like, and
There's a folder in my computer that says Beyond Endgame. Mm-hmm.
assuming you survived that long. Got it.
I mean, that assumption is there, yeah.
So far, I've done pretty good at keeping alive.
Yeah, no. But if you die,
Oh, if I die, you guys are fucked. R's not gonna heal you.
he can do it once really, really well.
He can.
You know? And Laura's going to be able to at least like stabilize us for the most part, and heal us a little bit. But
No.
I'm
All of her bonus actions go to taking all your shit and then leaving.
To be fair,
Hold on a second. Are you meaning to
James,
say?
James knows my exit plans because you know when he's like you have to work stuff out really specifically and stuff like he has an exit plan that I okay. No, I'll heal you guys. I got y'all. Solidarity.
Yeah, after all the other shit you just said, none of that's believable.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, no.
Squad for life. We the real fam. I got
Yeah,
y'all.
no, you're totally failing on the fucking performance rules
Can
right now.
you roll?
The deception. I don't need to roll.
I think you might.
I don't fucking believe you.
All right.
Like-
Continuing on.
Failing on the deception rolls, man.
You end up making it back out of the tunnel to the shale beach, where you can see a wooden boat docked or pulled up onto the shale beach.
Is it the same?
Oars in it, ready for you to go.
Does it look
All right,
familiar?
let's start laughing halfway through and have to end the night.
This trip did take 2 sessions last time.
I know. I was there.
You were there.
We all were there. To be fair, we all were laughing our asses off.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like that was our first session in like quite some time. So yeah, that was quite the laugh fest. All right, so hop into the rowboat, rowing your way back across the lake. It's easy enough to get back there to the Swift-Evelyn village. Pulling up to one of the docks on the end and hopping out.
Do we see any of the Swift-Evelyn?
Smurf.
Smurfs.
It's like of all the ones that really fuck with me, it's that one. Like right there, that's top tier.
I'm
fucking with me.
retarded on Southern Light.
That's fine. So, heading back into the actual village itself. Roll a perception check. I just want to see what you guys notice.
So all of us individually?
Yeah.
Neat.
I'm good.
No.
Oh, okay. I was
That's
like,
pretty
if
fucking
Doc
good.
got higher than me.
I don't think I got higher than anybody.
Jesse? You didn't get higher than Jesse?
I don't think I got. No, I definitely didn't get higher than Jesse.
All right, Laura,
26?
you got a 26?
Perception check, right?
Yeah. 26?
Also 26.
26?
Thank God.
19?
8.
Total?
I don't know what happened.
Total?
Cool.
Total, yeah, total. I rolled a 3.
Total?
He's studying his book.
I rolled a 19.
Didn't we have a conversation about being like
Hey, I'm
on
trying,
the
man.
ball?
Obviously, I'm trying. It's just like just shit's not going on, you know.
What's the Forgotten Realm version of like Ritalin or Adderall? Because I think our wizard needs it.
Surprisingly enough, it's still called Adderall. No.
It's still called meth. It's just watered down meth.
It's universe. It's a universal term.
It's just
There,
watered
meth
down
rooms.
meth.
Shrooms? No.
Yeah. Oh, that's
That
true.
is not in my universe.
You guys,
Thank
you
you.
guys never recorded those, right? And now I get. Okay.
No.
Hi.
Okay.
Oh, 2. Now we're gonna stop.
R,
Oh no.
you in particular, because you helped bury a number or create the cairns for a number of the Swift-Evelyn dead.
Yeah.
Over off to the right-hand side from when you're coming back from the docks, there were a number of mountains. There would have been around 9 of them at the last you had counted. There are now 3. The first 6 closest to the village, coming up this way, are no longer there.
The cairns at the time, they were burial mounds, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, that's fun.
Each one containing a Swiftnebler.
Do I see any live Swiftneblin in the area at all?
Not in the immediate vicinity, but you can hear some sounds of movement from up ahead into the inside the village.
Oh no.
Baltimore, I may need you to translate.
I'm gonna go ahead and start ritual casting comprehend language. Oh no, comprehend language. I don't. That's not gonna help me at all. That's not gonna help the situation.
What language did we use? I forget. Undercommon, right?
Undercommon is one of them that they
That's-
speak.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
so
translate
you-
that.
yeah, no. Yeah, I was really confused as to why you turned to me. It's just like I was not the one who was translating last time.
Sorry.
Yeah, you
It's a
did
hot
eventually.
minute ago.
You guys started talking to them too.
Because some of them do speak common. Not all, but some of them do. But they do speak Gnomish and Undercommon, are the ones that they all basically speak. And a couple of them can speak common.
Okay.
The chief in particular is the one that you had been speaking common
Yeah.
with.
I'm going to try to find the chief then.
Okay, so you guys are heading into the village?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the sounds that we hear, what kind of sounds?
Rocks. Moving, sliding, shifting.
Feels like
Oh.
normal.
Hmm?
Overall, we would take it as like normal activity for this area.
Um,
I know they were working on stuff before. Would we take it as them just rebuilding their village?
it's possible. The sounds sound louder, larger, but it's very similar in a lot of ways to some of the smaller repairs that the Swiftneblin were making before you all left.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna stand for them just in case this is something though.
Okay.
I don't fucking trust this caves at all.
Heading deeper into the village. As you get closer to the village center, you can start to see there's no light here, but as your dark vision kind of gets some of the outer edges of the center of the village in range, you can see hulking shapes moving around in the darkness.
If I had to guess, about how far away would I say they are?
Right at the edge of the 60 foot.
Okay. And they don't look familiar at all?
You can't really quite see its shape. It's more of a shadow, as like, some parts of it come into view here and there. But
Okay.
there's a number of them kind of around. You can hear shifting rocks in different places.
Okay. I'm going to turn to you. There's a bunch of stuff up ahead. None of it seems familiar, and it may not be friendly. But I would like to talk to the chieftain if we could find them, because they're missing cairns, which means they're missing bodies.
Are we thinking the necromancer?
That's what I'm thinking, yes.
Can all of us see the hulking masses?
At this point, yeah, you would be able to.
Or is that
Care to scout a little bit?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go kind of try and skirt around
Wisdom save.
that group.
What's the range? Or is there a range? Part of me wants to say we've had this conversation before, and I intended to put one on there, and I never did.
oh, shit.
How large
Yeah.
was the village again? It's large. I mean, it's not huge, but it's.
It's pretty decent
We can lose,
sized.
yeah, we can lose sight of each other.
It's a peninsula that juts out into the
Right, there's like
the
the
big
cave.
sea.
There's like the opens. Here.
Right. Picture it this way, where you have the wall from the cavern that it's inside of is right over this way, and it juts out as a big peninsula, and all of the wharves, or all the docks are out this way. This was the area where the cairns were, and all of the houses were basically around this way, with a central area here. And was every bit of
And it's
It was every bit of, I think, about 150 feet across, and about, we'll call it, probably closer to 3,000 feet long.
Yeah, it's large.
it's just an creature I can see.
Yeah, I'll throw one on there at some point whenever I get a chance to rebalance. What would you like?
Alignment.
Pure neutral.
Pure neutral. I'll
Tells us
relay
nothing.
that to the
Yeah, I mean, and again, alignment's also kind of like what you define it. So if you think you're doing good, even if it's not. good.
hit points as well, though, just in case.
I'm going to go with a no. Hmm?
He won't tell him the hit points, which is a great sign.
Because I
Right.
can't tell how many hits this thing can take. It's not happened before.
I'm going to just be like, cool, still have to go scout. Let's go get beat.
Watch me if
to shit.
Might not be physical.
Okay,
Mm.
what's
I'm
everyone doing?
I'm going to try
Yeah, I
and
wanna do that.
skirt around a little bit, avoiding the big, hulking, scary masses, and hopefully danger, and look for the leader a little bit. If I
Left
can.
or right?
Left.
Okay, you're heading off left.
Yeah, I'm not going to go too far. I know that's too large to safely scout before I find my party and everything else.
Okay, I mean, how far are you going?
Are you
Any-
guys
any
move-
distances
Yeah, are
here?
you guys moving? Are you guys?
I'll come with
We
you.
can follow you.
I'll be activating frostbite while I do so.
So you want to follow? And I just scout ahead.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Okay, how far do you want to go before we give up if we don't hit something weird?
I mean, honestly,
You continue to hear the rocks moving around. Some of them are getting a little bit
You want to
closer.
just give it like 10 minutes one way and then start. So 10 minutes in one direction, I'll start kind of gridding around.
I'm not understanding what you're doing.
Oh, I'm willing to move about like 10 minutes one direction if I don't find something.
Oh, without the party?
Well, they're going to follow behind me, but that's how long we're going to try and travel. They said they're going to start following me, so
we'll
if they don't
probably
hear
be
me,
following
yeah,
30
if they don't
feet
hear like my death throws as I scout ahead, they'll just start moving to the left as well.
Okay. I'm missing what you guys are doing. But okay.
I'm going to basically like scout ahead like I usually do, so I'm going to be about 60 feet ahead. And
Okay.
they're just going to follow behind. That way, if I find them, they're close. If I find danger, they know where danger is. And
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage.
oh, so it's only a 6. You can't get any lower. Yeah, well, it's gonna be a
Literally
6.
can't.
I literally said that out loud.
Okay.
I said 9.
Moving off through the distance.
Oops, so who needs
Speaking of, I was like, speaking of Ritalin,
Yeah, I know, right? Who seems distracted as we're
look,
marching
those are
towards
very big guys. What can I say?
You hearing the sounds in the distance. It's distracting. Moving amongst the broken houses that are over on this side. You don't realize it until it's the last possible second as you come around the side of one of the houses that's still whole. You, right in front of you, stepping out of one of the archways, is a very small Svirknebla child.
Looks normal.
As far as you can tell. As the thunder rolls.
And the thunder rolls, and the lightning strikes.
What are you doing?
Look, it is frowned upon, not illegal. To tell the public's an asshole.
I was gonna push it to the side and keep moving. He can't help me.
You could ask it. Where the
If it's a trap, it's going to be a trap. So I can risk it being good and helping me and missing that opportunity. And
What are you doing?
Push it to the side. I'm gonna keep moving.
Okay. You hear a small squeak as the child hits the ground.
No,
It's a toddler. It'll bounce back.
fuck them kids.
That's not who I'm looking for.
What's your passive perceptions, guys?
I'm gonna be really. I'm really nervous. I know you said
17.
You're
17.
gonna go 18 if
15.
we agreed on 18, right?
Yeah, but I'm not asking for yours. You already know what happened.
17.
17.
15.
15. You all hear from up ahead a small squeak of like some voice. It's hard to tell.
Does it sound like a child hitting fucking cold hard ground?
It's very possible.
Step
It,
down,
it could
figure
it
toy.
could it could sound distinctly like a child hitting the ground.
Or door jam and then falling down the stairs.
Falling down the stairs where we are. Okay, like that just sounds like poor home design. They should have thought of that.
You get how everything you're saying isn't helping what you did, right?
You know what I have to worry about?
Fuck doubling down, I'm tripling down, bitch.
Yeah, no, like,
The real concern is James said eventually he's going to start talking about like our actual alignments, not what we wrote down on our paper.
yeah,
So
oh.
I'm already very concerned, and I'm aware of the hole that I am like staring up from. Like,
And you don't see any reason to get
I
any
can't
more dirt.
stop.
You can't stop or you won't.
I'm already
Yes.
like hell deep. Like
You're not very chaotic, but fuck, you're not good.
You don't know much of what she's done.
That's fair.
chaotic. You know, like, okay.
Like, if we're going
All
to
right,
the very
so-
bottom of like good to evil. Chaotic evil.
According to that, I'm a chaotic evil fucking paladin.
Arkin, moving on ahead. You see three large forms shifting off in the distance. As the party comes around the side of one of the few whole and hail homes here in the Spring Devlin village. I ran out of them. Okay.
Is it a home
homesteads?
No.
Home and her. God, there's so many of them when I couldn't come up with them. I stumbled upon the alliteration. I tried to continue it, and anyway.
It's just one of the more hard ones. Too.
Part of it is because of the sheer number of sounds that come with it. It's not intuitive. It's not one of the ones that just comes to me like some of the other ones. P is a super easy one to do. T, S, like even V and W are pretty easy. H is just not one of them.
Yeah.
H, G, like
It depends. It's like the 4 C's.
very possible. Just not one of them that comes intuitively. So coming around the side of the house. You can hear from inside the opening that you come across very, very low crying.
I want to look around and see if I can't figure out what's crying.
God damn it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna look around, see what's crying. I'm gonna try to keep an eye on where Arkin is to make sure that we're following in the right direction,
Okay.
and keeping an eye on him as well.
I'll go
Okay.
with R, make sure it doesn't bother.
As you come around the side, you see a small 3-foot archway opening in the side of the building, covered with a heavy, dense curtain.
And it sounds like the crying's coming from inside.
Sounds like it is.
Or you want to stand up, back, and open the curtain. You look in.
I ain't that worried about it. Someone might just be hurt. I'm just going to go ahead and pop in.
Okay.
God damn.
Pop your head in. You can see a female for Devlin sitting on a bed holding a child.
I quickly cast tongues
Okay.
and then ask it in its tongue. Hi. Where's the chief at?
The mother looks up at you with rather stern look on her face. Doesn't answer.
What happened to the kid? Is it okay? It's crying.
She said somebody pushed her down.
Someone's asshole. I'll tell you that. Well, I'm sorry about that. If you can figure out who did it, I'm gonna go keep looking for the chief. Oh, wait a second. There's big things out in the village. What are those?
That's none of your business.
Okay, bye. We'll go walk back out. We'll learn anything.
Okay, let's go catch up to Arthur.
Okay.
Big figures looking towards me.
Correct. Moving around, just generalized in your area. It's really hard to tell what they are. They blend in really well with surroundings.
Are they all moving in the same direction?
No, there's one that looks like it's moving around, like closer to one of the bigger piles of stone. One of them that looks like it's ever so slightly coming in your direction-ish, but out towards the left-hand side. And one looks like it's walking away from you towards the center of the village.
Is there a path a little more towards the one walking away from me and a little less, so a little further away from the one that's generally coming towards us? That would be what I'm looking for. Whether it's there or not, I don't know.
Yeah, there would be. It's a weaving path in between several larger piles of stone. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I would signal that maybe we're going to change direction a little bit. I'll look around. You're still in sight, right? You guys aren't going that far away.
No, we're not trying to be very far
Yeah,
away.
so I'm gonna-
Yeah, if you paused long enough to kind of like get your bearings, they would have come into view.
That way. That's where we're going to cut, and we're going to keep searching.
What?
Okay.
I changed direction. I said I'm trying to avoid the big hulking figures.
Okay.
Do you want to walk towards the hulking figures?
No.
You sure?
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to try it just to figure out what it is.
Of course you do. We'll shoot a bright light into the sky like a beacon and throw them a welcoming party.
Yeah,
I'll
and
watch.
make sure that you push down more children.
I didn't drop kick it.
That's not what she
Might
said.
as well have.
That's not what she said.
Look, if it's that sensitive, it's obviously ruining
Not
each other.
worth living?
Yeah, oh my god.
Where was
yeah.
that sentence going before you made a sudden turn?
Yeah,
I did
no,
not finish it. I didn't.
and that makes it better.
I didn't say anything, so you guys assume what I was going to say, but nothing was
Yeah,
said.
we were able to infer what you
For what? For
meant.
what? For what? I didn't
From
say
pushing a child.
Arkin, pro-life. Just barely.
anything. No, it would be pro-life. They can be born all they want. After they're born, who gives a shit?
That's right, Miss Libertarian. You're right.
That's right. I mean, if she's old enough to cry, she's old enough to work.
Oh, there's so many issues that I have with that.
Look, did you see where the Libertarian Party tweeted about child
Yeah.
labor?
Oh, absolutely.
Did you see
yeah.
it? Oh,
I watched the Vosh video that
I watched this.
Vosh did a video
Oh,
about.
no, I sat on Twitter and watched the explosion of people justifying it and trying to be like, this is not what the Libertarian Party is about. And other people being like, hell yeah, brother, preach it. And I was just
Yeah.
watching them
Oh,
blow up
it's-
on the inside with each other.
It's
You know it's bad when Gary Johnson crawls out of the woodwork to be like, this is not who we represent. And then all the other libertarians jump on him and fuck with him. I
Yeah.
mean, for all the leftist infighting, it's horrible. Libertarian infighting is just insta-boner.
it's
Butter so fucking big. Fuck myself with it. Goddamn.
God damn.
all right. So back to talking about children.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
libertarian boners.
Yeah,
Right.
Libertarian code.
Bonus to children, thing that we talk about.
The Libertarian Party slogan for
And you've been
2024.
coming for more than a year.
To libertarian boner children.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, okay. Soft stepping, through the meandering pathway between the broken piles of rock.
Oh god, none of this is any good.
You come up to the section that would lead back out to the center of the village.
Mhm.
And in front of you, the larger one is still kind of passing in the distance to a certain extent. You can see that it's going to enter into the center of the village. Do you pause there at the edge?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Taking a second to pause right there before the center of the village. You kind of like crouch down behind a boulder, I'm assuming? Or crouch down behind anything?
Yeah.
There's a pile of stone over on this side, and then there's another misshapen pile of stone over on this side. That looks kind of like one of the houses that had already been
That
crushed.
one.
What's that?
I want the crushed house.
The one on your left or the one on the right?
The left.
The one on the left?
The
The one closer to where it's passing?
Mhm.
Okay. Crouching down behind one of the boulders, giving it time to pass. You wait about 3 seconds, and then the boulder in front of you shifts. Standing up in front of you is a 16-foot tall earth element.
Oh, that's what they are.
That makes a lot of sense.
That turns towards you, looks at you for a second, before wandering off in the direction away from you.
Can I yell to it in primordial?
Certainly.
That's the right language for this, right? It's primordial? Okay.
She's doing boulder speak.
Hey, wait up. It just sounds like you're talking with a bunch of like gravel in your mouth.
Sounds like the thing farting. Okay, what are you saying?
Hey, wait up.
It turns back to you and kind of tilts its head.
It's just looking at me. That's it. Okay. What's going on?
It looks around at like all of the broken houses. Looks down. Picks up a stone. Sets it on the pile.
Can I pick up a little rock and put it on the pile?
It turns and starts walking away again.
Cool. You guys catch up yet?
Have we caught up?
You would have caught up right
Okay,
about
okay.
the time that she gives it the thumbs up.
Gives it a thumbs up. Okay.
What was that, Arkin?
Hey, Arkin.
When did you
Get
learn boulder speak?
When did you learn dirt?
Again, I'm retarded and southern.
She doesn't speak. She doesn't speak primordially with her mouth. She speaks it with her feet.
Oh, man.
I mean, actually, you're probably not wrong.
You're speaking Cody's language now.
Yeah.
The sticks in them. He needs like the extra calluses so he feels something.
Ah!
You broke both down.
I didn't say as much. It went like a wave.
I feel dirty.
I don't like it.
Make fun of me.
All right, what are you guys doing?
Not speaking dirt.
I don't know what that was, but I think we're okay for right now.
Okay.
Oh.
What
Well, you just-
house was the chieftain normally in?
The chieftain, you didn't really see a house that was his. Every time that you saw him, even when you were there, like healing the Swerfneblin, you wouldn't have necessarily seen him go to a house.
Or like anyone specifically typically hung out?
Is there a meeting?
Not
house?
particularly. What's that?
Is there a meeting house?
There is a particularly large pile of stone.
That's fair. Is there a storage district?
You were taken off to the side where they had piled a bunch of supplies.
Just out and about?
You know, I know one way to signal in, but it's probably not the nicest thing to do in the middle of a village.
Beaker of light?
What?
Beaker of light?
Well, daylight, yeah.
When you say big light R,
Big light.
Well, these are.
Doc, can you translate?
Like,
Big light?
well, can I make an Arcana check to know what he's talking about?
The
You can make a knowledge religion check.
Knowledge religion. Okay, that's
The daylight's.
Is that what the giant earthworm we have to deal with later?
okay.
When
I don't
you
know.
take-
It'd probably make all
I
the
mean-
Neville fucking hate us.
19.
Like they're 40, so.
Yeah, you have a basic idea. You understand the fact that, in particular, religious spellcasters use various intensities of light. That's one of the biggest.
Yeah, no. Not unless we want everyone everywhere to know exactly where we are.
Well, I think me and the new homie are okay. I don't know about the rest of y'all.
Yeah, well, we're sticking with you.
When,
What do you shake your head for?
I ain't never seen these motherfuckers in my life.
when we heard the Surf Neblin, if you cast something like that in the middle,
Quite possibly.
Yeah, let's not give Arkin a migraine. Let's just move on.
I
We
really.
have to put her back in the bubble and just roll her down.
Well, real quick before we go then, I just seek out a random Svirfneblin, any one of them that I can find.
Can you do the little bone thingy?
In the immediate area around you, there aren't any other whole houses other than the one that yeah. So
Is there a
across
reason why
the
that's the
other
only
side
whole
of the central area, there are a number of houses that are still whole.
Okay.
I mean, is there a reason why they're whole though?
Well,
Why the hell is that one household?
maybe it got rebuilt.
That could be what the Earthworm Legends are doing, because if you were stacking a stone.
I want to head over towards those rebuilt houses
Okay.
and just
Okay.
pop my head in a door until I find a Svirfneblin.
Okay. First house you pop your head into is empty. The second one has a male and a female.
I'll just pop my head in real quick and be like, in their tongue, I'm going to say, hey, we're passing through the village again. Just wanted to let y'all know, I noticed a lot of the burial cairns were missing their stones. Y'all were attacked by a necromancer last time. I want to make sure he's not reviving y'all's dead. Y'all should check into that and tell the elder. Okay, bye.
Okay.
Just like input tongue.
Why is R the way to you?
do we hear the Surf Neblin like yelling in insanity after he just says that?
You pop your head in, make it about halfway through your short impromptu speech before you stop hearing the sound of rocks rubbing against each other.
Giggity.
You finish your speech, and as you turn away and let the curtain fall back, you hear the sound of rocks rubbing against each other again.
I wonder what that could be.
Something coming out of the other currents? You want to look? Are we inside the currents?
I don't know, I was just popping into the house real quick.
How far away is he from the currents?
I mean, a decent distance.
He could see them?
The sound of rocks rubbing was coming from inside the house.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't going to take into that.
I don't think we have a choice in the matter. We're going in now.
Why are we going in the house? I'm not going in the house. There's a weird fucking noise.
Nah, fuck that.
That's why you get murdered.
I'll just leave him be.
Okay. Shit. I'm a team player. I won't go in the house.
I passed
Unless
on my
you think,
notes
do
to
you think
them.
someone's moving like a safe passageway blockage out of the way? Like secret tunnels kind of thing? Secret basement? Don't you?
Pretty sure they're in the fucking. I mean, I'm so certain that they're fucking.
I mean, I kicked the child. He might as well be a cock block.
No.
You try to kill one child, now you're trying to stop the creation of another? Jeez. Oh,
She's
man.
Watch them
anti-life.
kids.
You're just all over today, aren't you?
She's so
Come on,
pissed about
let this be the hill you die upon. Go for it.
So what? They heard him talking and then decided, like, yeah, we're just gonna, like, fuck. It's the end of the world, right? Grind one out one last time.
Alright, what are you guys doing?
Next house. Next house.
No.
Sounds like us
Is there anything that we actually need in the village, or are we just passing through?
passing through, restocking.
I mean, kind of concerned.
Yeah, a little concerned.
These are
but
kind of our friends, kind of helped us.
I mean, you remember the area where the supplies were.
Yeah,
Chief
I'll go there first, and then after that doesn't work, we'll try and go to what used to be the meeting house, and hopefully maybe there's some underground storage or something there.
Alright.
Would it be underground? Everything's technically underground.
I was just thinking that. I'm just like,
That is a very
You're
relative
all-
term.
we're all underground.
So,
Yeah, man.
heading off to the right-hand side.
Okay.
Passing through several of the still put-together houses. You get to the outer edge, where these buildings on the outside are built differently. Whereas the other ones were made of a smoother stone that looked to be several large boulders that were hollowed out and molded. These ones look as if they were like separate blocks that were mortared together.
Okay.
Passing between them towards the area where the supplies are, you can see a large number of the surviving Swiftneblet that are out here, and they're all moving large baskets of supplies back into the buildings.
All right, I'm going to. Was I ahead of you guys? Okay, so
I would
I'll
say you're taking the lead, yeah.
Okay, so I'll kind of signal behind me, like, we're good, and I'll call out as I'm getting closer to the Merkneblin, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, it's been a while.
From the far end of where the supply train is, you see one of the Swiftneblet who starts walking in your guys' direction. And as he gets closer, you can tell that it is the chieftain.
Hey, big fun.
Hey,
Yo, Haas.
Yo, boss.
sir, we just got back from
Probably.
the Medusa. What's going on?
You fucking asshole.
Well, welcome back.
Oh, you didn't.
We've repaired a number of our buildings, which gives us a chance to put the supplies back. More protected area.
These elementals are here to help.
Yes, you could say that.
Have there been any other issues since we've been gone?
Nothing so far. We had a beast that came out of the tunnels, somehow found its way through the maze, but we handled it, no problem.
Nothing out of the ordinary about the beast? No issues?
No, we've seen them before.
We noticed coming in, our cleric pointed out that some of your burials have been disturbed.
Not disturbed. Transformed?
The burials or the bodies?
Both.
Excellent.
We have a way of respecting our dead. It's not the same, but it allows them to live again in a way and continue to serve the village.
to each their own.
The Earth element.
Is there anything we can do to help move the supplies along while we're here?
I think we have that handled at the moment.
Okay. Give me a minute. Let me catch up with the group.
Certainly.
Before we catch up with this Merknellan, guys, do like bring the dead people back?
I didn't say that. I'm assuming, like, with a rock where it was the stones for the burial, Karen gone? And the body?
No. Yeah. We just saw that they had been. There used to be 9, now they're 3. He said they transformed the bodies.
Right. So the earth elementals might be the bodies. What it seems like to me.
How
I'm
many-
making a hypothesis.
I mean, that could be it. That would fit.
We could ask him.
I'm just letting you know. You can talk to him next, but
If it's some sort of undead Earth element, that might explain why I can get the hit points.
offered to help. Didn't take the offer. Whatever you guys want to do next. Have fun.
we just need to restock and leave them.
Where are we heading off to next? Necromancer or
The necromancer.
Are Swift Nephilim turned into elementals? I mean, I guess we don't know if they're true elementals. Swift Nephilim are small, right? Like small to medium?
Correct.
My
Small.
That's a big transformation.
The average for Nephilim is slightly taller than Gyatso, but much stockier, much more well built.
So you're even smaller than these guys.
These guys are closer to like dwarves, right?
No, not quite. I mean,
I don't know.
you mentioned that you were small for a halfling, and they're big for a gnome, like generally speaking.
Yeah. So
There are a handful that are slightly smaller than you, a handful that are your size, but your average male in particular is going to be slightly taller than you, and even most of the women are every bit as tall, if not a little bit taller.
Sure.
Little.
Alright.
It's fun having a badass character that's that small.
That's what she said. Okay, so what you guys doing?
I'm going to go ahead and head into the supply room. I'm going to restock on rations and water,
Okay.
Same, got another torch.
and then I'll be
Okay.
ready to go.
I guess we'll restock. Should we touch base with the chief?
Oh, yeah,
before we
no.
get out?
Someone needs to let him know that the Medusa's dead.
I
Oh.
already.
Oh, I guess I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Right? I meant.
Yeah, you
For the
come back
Medusa.
from the Medusa. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I guess I did that word. Okay.
We never used those paralyzing ones, did we? Excellent.
I saw him.
Alright.
It's what?
Probably would have been useful because it would have kept her ass from like moving.
It's what? 3 charges each.
No, 7 charges each, but they don't. Neither of them have a tune.
7 charges each, and we have 2.
Yeah, there's 2, but they don't regain their. They don't regain.
Yeah, I know. Once they're done, they're done. I got it.
Right. Correct.
How long do they last?
Until we use them.
I mean, when we use one. How long
It'll last for a minute.
But they get to make a saving throw. That they get to
Oh.
choose.
Yeah.
So it's heavily dependent on rolls. So what are you guys doing?
I guess we're heading to the necromancer now.
Ask the chief for, better directions if he can help us.
If there's anything we need to help while he's rebuilding.
You know what? Actually, I think that's a good idea. I want to stop by the chief one last time and just ask him for directions to where the necromancer's
Yeah,
at.
we should check base.
If he knows where he's at.
If we're using
Okay.
them for supplies and stuff, we should try to be polite.
They're killing monsters.
Yeah, a lot.
Not just for them.
I mean, for us too. It could be mutually beneficial. But like they're helping us. We
I
need
feel like
to.
this is what he says when he tries to pick up dates.
What's
what?
that?
I feel like that's what he says when he tries to pick up dates.
It's mutually beneficial.
Wow. Thanks.
And her first answer is that's subjective.
Okay.
Yeah, they're suffering a heavy traumatic time. I think we can be
Yeah,
fine.
and even if we weren't here, they'd still be suffering a heavy traumatic time.
Maybe we don't know if all the extra like activities due to our presence between the necromancer and the worm. Like they said, they hadn't had to deal with the worm in a little while, and all of a sudden here.
Well, I mean, we get there and the worm was already attacking them. That's not.
But we had been on the plane for a little while, so long we had just like magically manifested.
No.
Pretty
That's-
close to just got there.
Yeah, no. It's just like no. Hold on a second, because what is it? Oh man, there's 2 words.
Fuck you.
Gotta pop up for a moment.
No.
It is raining pretty
Stay
decent.
dry.
Yeah, don't slip on the steps.
No promises.
Do you want
Slips
an
immediately.
umbrella that George is hiding?
Hiding it. Ask for it.
Okay, so I know our mentioned he wants to talk to the
Yeah.
chief.
Like I said, we should like get better directions. Is what we were basically what he was saying. I just feel like while we're out there, you need anything.
Mhm.
What do you do to your dead people? Not sure. Like, just kind of curious.
Oh, that's what it was. Correlation does not equal causation. Just because
That's
it happened-
way more than 2 words.
No, correlation and causation were the 2 that I was thinking of.
Uh huh.
Shut up!
Uh-huh.
Fucking hate you guys. No,
Like, you
correlation
invite
does
us to your home every week.
What are you talking about? Laura and I are always best when we sit near each other.
not- Yeah, right. Couple of assholes just sitting on that one.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, no.
Might not sound great all the time, but if you've eaten Taco Bell recently, you wish you had 2 assholes.
Do you know?
One for the good poop, one for the bad poop.
Oh, so just one's burning all hell, the
That's
other one
right.
still just got poop coming.
Burn
through it.
one up.
I still don't see the benefit.
Warming for his pleasure.
Yeah, it's warming for his pleasure. Oh God, no! It's running for his pleasure.
That can be
No, that's capsaicin, and that's nobody's pleasure.
Ooh, watery
Oh,
shit.
maybe masochist.
I don't know. I've peed with capsaicin on my hands. That is not good.
I've rubbed that. Yeah, I've rubbed that place.
How'd you do that?
Because you forget it's on your hands.
You just forget that it's on your hands, like literally.
Same thing how I put like hand sanitizer on my face. You clean it, you go, oh, my contact. You go, you go, oh.
That's one of the
It happens
things I've
a lot.
gotten. That's one of the things I've gotten used to with
Happens
working
a
in
lot.
restaurants. Every time I have to pee at work, I'll wash my hands beforehand.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah, you should do that anyway, before and after touching your genitals.
Well, obviously after me.
I mean, especially when you work that close proximity to Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, it's Joey's. It might add some flavor. I don't know.
They're actually really clean now.
Yeah. Mine's the mask.
We'll start celebrating in a year. See how they're still doing. All right, so who's doing what first? Hmm?
Your pizza tastes like shit.
Who's doing what first?
We're going to the chieftain.
Okay,
Directions. Hey, we're gonna head out. Go find the necromancer.
walking out of the storage room.
Mhm.
You can see he's still in the middle, and he's trying to help pack a number of the baskets with some of the supplies that are on the. There's a number of like thick, heavy curtains, similar to the ones that they use for their doors, that are laying down with like a bunch of like different supplies all over him. And he's just sitting there helping pack a number of the baskets.
So I'm going to start walking towards him, and in his tongue say, "Hey, yo, big chief, what's up?"
He stands up. Yes.
So we're heading off to the necromancer. Do you know where he's at?
Right here. Takes off his Where's force?
You fools!
I've tricked you all.
It
Now
was
I'm
me
standing
the
right in front of
whole
you.
time. I killed my own people.
Immolation. What? No.
I thought you said something else than what you said.
Yes. When you are ready, take one of the boats. Head down past the beach that you had just came from,
Okay.
towards the end of the cavern. There is a wide, very shallow area that leads off in the direction of the necromancer. You will reach a point where you have to leave the boat behind. We will collect it.
I'm figured. Alright. Sounds like fun.
These are
I have to do real quick, and then I'll answer some more questions. Because I'm assuming some people wanted questions.
Don't trip. Bottom step is very slippery.
Fish. Hey girl, what is it? No go outside. Why would you run?
She's like, I'm making a meal.
Yeah, also you just like door in towards the door
Yeah, I don't get it.
while it's raining.
Gets out there. No, I'm out here. Oh, it's fucking wet. Fuck this.
Yeah, that's my old cat Guinevere. She would do that. She would like run out and panic and then like hide out of the car the whole time while it rained and be like, "Dumbass." But do you take 2 steps back towards the house or do you bolt 6 yards towards the cars? Cars every
See,
time.
those 2 steps outside the house caused it to completely wipe from her brain that she had a perfectly dry home.
Exactly. Street cat.
alright.
Oh, it's a pupper.
Mom's just learned that pups are my favorite thing ever, so they always send me videos of like puppies and stuff. This.
All right. So,
You can never work for the hat and everything.
Alright, continue. Anybody want to ask further questions, or are you guys ready to go anyway?
You said you're going to collect
we're
the boat
going that
afterwards?
way. You don't know shit about nothing.
Well,
God!
Chief speaks common, right?
I translate it to
Oh.
everyone.
Yes, we are going to collect the boat afterwards. He said it in common.
Are you not expecting us to come back?
We cannot leave the boat there.
Well, understandable. We will. So we'll contact you with the way that we have been.
We will have scouts watching.
I think I could.
Our
I
friend
like
here could
this
create a
now.
large explosion for you guys to see.
No, absolutely not. Do not.
Yeah, we're putting hand on his head. Just like shut the fuck up.
We already have trouble keeping our under control for that aspect of our.
Fireball, fireball, fireball.
Where's fun
I
goes
just
out of
like to
control.
cause immolation.
That's what you kids call these.
No, it's sanitation. Fire.
Cleansing by fire.
Sterilization, perhaps.
Is that what Arkin's trying to do with the children here?
I was about to say.
Apparently.
So we're
No,
the
that's
white
just
people
euthanasia.
talking about the native population, like.
So you're colonizers.
There's
Yeah,
a
we've gone to
term
different
for this. I
planes.
can't remember.
Right.
Eugenics.
Eugenics.
Scout
There
your,
we go.
Yes.
you
Eugenics.
scout your flag in the ground and
Well,
Yeah,
Lara's performing eugenics
No. She's equal opportunity baby killer.
Why did you
Equal
guys?
opportunity baby killer.
I mean, it could
Why
be.
did you guys have to start with the good jokes after I came down?
we only get on a roll after like the first 20, 30 minutes. You know, it just slowly just starts
Right.
rolling downhill.
I have a question. The elementals, are these your buried? Were you buried?
Yes.
A very interesting way to respect your dead.
Called it.
Kind of interested.
There are a number of denizens native to this plane that we witnessed becoming these elementals when they die and merge with the self. In our long period of time since being exiled here, we have learned a similar method.
Will they stay that way, or will you return them to their graves?
They will remain the way they are. They no longer have the memories of life, but are reborn as a new spirit.
Fair.
Just
Useful.
They just provide the material. Got it. I mean, it's not a super great way to be dealing with dead, but it's not my culture, not my problem.
it's effective for
better than what
protecting
we
your
do.
village.
No.
I must admit, there is a certain beauty towards putting the dead back to work.
Okay, so
Maybe
Art's a
not
capitalist.
that way.
Right. Ours a libertarian. He just wants to bring light to all the unfortunates.
It's slowly spreading down
Oh,
the
that's
table.
just sounds like
Especially
We already had Jesse a
If
couple
they have
sessions
one.
back say what was wrong with Tanky.
If
So
they have
all we gotta do is pollute
Are
the
you
world.
laughing?
I
I
thought
know.
you guys were talking about class.
I was about to
Okay.
get up out my chair and whoop your ass in front of Chad. I'm pretty sure Chad's a libertarian, so it would have been awkward to explain.
He did look like he got a little uncomfortable.
I don't talk
Whatever, what
politics. I'm like, oh my god. There's always like a flag
Looked
for
like
me.
Chad got a little bit uncomfortable when she's like about to beat Jesse's ass because she thought he was a tanky.
Because all the other end of the table I hear, what's wrong with tankies?
What is a tank?
3 people holding them.
It's a
Hold the door
political term,
back.
but I thought she meant like tanky, as in like tanks classes.
Tankies are authoritarian leftists, so it would be like
There are people who idolize the
Basically, you're
USSR,
you're
Vietnam,
dictators.
North
when
Korea.
you think about
China.
communist dictators, those type of communists are tankies.
Right. Traditional leftist communists or anarcho-communists do not want a state-controlled society. Right.
There's a spectrum, but basically, anarchos
No, actually,
or
I'm
libs,
going in to get
depending on your social circle, don't believe in government control. To that extent, tankies tend to be much more extreme, not just in the government control, but in the means of taking control and maintaining control. That's why they call them tankies. They're like, get in the tank, we just run people over, go brr.
Right. I can't remember the exact thing where the tankies are named after. It's not Tiananmen Square, which is what I always thought it was for a long time.
It's USSR.
It was one of the outer countries that USSR was sending tanks into to
That
either
doesn't narrow
take
it
it
down.
over or retake it or prevent it. I can't remember what the whole entire scenario was. I know for a long time I thought it was the Tiananmen Square thing where they ran over the person. But
That's bad. I mean, they at that
Yeah.
point, I mean, they had to turn people to ground beef just to wash them into the
This is
gutters
a lot.
and stuff. I mean, what, almost 500 people missing still?
Yeah, I know. It looks pretty.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they do
Anyway,
that, though,
they're
like, just
authoritarian
glancing
leftists.
at
They
them,
believe in the state taking control of all of the means of production, basically. and divvying it up. As in, those are the ones that you usually hear the ideology of each to their own, to their ability.
Yeah. For every need.
Yeah. They're the ones who are like, oh, well, we're going to give you a job and you're going to do it, and then we're going to give you food. That type of thing. Like
Basically, Ayn Rand enlightenment.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we've had this conversation before. There's
It says here
there's generalities, but there's also more specific ones that don't necessarily.
It says
fall.
here, Tanky was a nickname for members of the Communist Party, the USSR, who were stalwart followers even towards the end of the fall. And that nickname came from the nickname of the Royal Tank Regiment.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. They're assholes.
Yeah. They're huge pieces of shit.
And they're kind of also known for being like, they'll call out shit for like leftist infighting, but then start shit with anarchos, and then also kind of imply that you use anarchos to get power, and then you just run them over with your tank too after the capitalists.
Yeah.
Sometimes like 10
to maintain the state.
They're very much of the mindset that whatever serves its purpose will serve its purpose and then become expendable.
So when you think of like that cold Russian like shit communist,
yeah,
thank you.
Okay.
When you think about the propaganda that comes out on such a regular basis from China, tanky. I mean, just the sheer amount of propaganda to control the citizenry. I mean, tankies want that. That's what they think is a good thing.
But the idea that China is communist at this point.
Oh no, believe me, I completely agree. They're not.
I know.
They're communist in name only. They're definitely controlled by the capitalist corporations and the single leader / political party that won't let
they're
anybody
shifting
else
very
on
much
the.
into North Korea.
Yeah. Anyway, we could have this conversation for like fucking days. So anyway, continuing on. Any further questions or next step?
Next
Next up, I think I'm good.
Okay. So, heading up towards the docks. The ship that you had come in, water hasn't even stopped moving under. As you all load yourself back in and start paddling your way towards the end of the cavern. And I think we will pick up there next session.
Alright.
On your way to the necromancer.
Boo. Good news, guys. We actually survived. We almost died. Oh, you guys are
Good news, everybody.
Why are we going back this way, guys? I think it's just I walked into a party of suicidal people, and you're just passing it off as an adventure.
I was kind of hoping that you guys would at least make it to the necromancer this session, because then I could start off with roll initiative kind of thing. But when you guys decided you want to go into the Hag's Lair, I just had to play that out as long as I could. It was just so much fun.
Yeah, that's
You
fair.
should have known.
No. I did know that was a definite possibility. That's hence the reason that I mentioned it instead of saying, as you pass by, wave to the Hag's Lair. I know I could have done that, and you guys would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, man.
Rocks fell, avalanche is closed. Keep going.
Right, exactly. That tunnel magically collapsed.
Moves up front should have told you it's closed.
Yeah. You see a number of dolls outside with signs that say,
We'll work for food.
We'll hunt for food. Please help.
Wow.
I'm not even gonna lie. If I saw a bunch of dolls sitting outside with those signs on them, I would be like, "Oh, fucking! Here's 3 days rations. I need y'all to sell. Y'all come back to the tower."
Fucking are.
Oh,
I have so many rooms for you to live in.
if we could hire them, we never asked if we could fucking hire them.
Never
No.
look a gift horse
No.
in the mouth.
I would
No.
No. What do those little fuckers need for money? Nothing. They need entertainment. I'm not being the fucking
Could you just
payment.
imagine Cody coming back to the game and all of them are in his room?
It's
We have to
little.
go get
What is
them.
wrong with you?
That's true.
They
Never
look
mind.
like
You're
small
right.
children.
What was that?
You're right. He'd fuck him.
God damn it!
They don't eat. They probably don't sleep. They don't want for anything besides entertainment. I am not going to be the payment for your little servants.
It's just his own
Yeah.
personal.
It
It's
was
just his
his
own
idea
personal harem
first.
at that point.
I'm just expanding upon it.
Well,
I
just imagine this. It's just like,
No,
oh man,
I
I
don't
really
need a-
wish I had that vial on
No.
the 3rd floor of the tower. Hey, Dolly, can you go get me that?
Dolly.
Dolly.
Pardon?
He's already named him. Oh,
And
we
then
have
she
to
just
go.
fucking
No.
dips on down there and gets you
Before
your
we
shit.
leave the planet Earth, we gotta see if we can hire ourselves some of the porcelain dolls.
I don't need your little house of horror fucking house elves. No.
This is the first time I've seen you bothered all night, and I'm tickled.
It's
Fucking
gonna-
take
it's
over.
gonna make-
Oh, before we wrap up, Matt, the greater healing potion that you have.
Yes.
Make sure you mark that one Hag's potion. Hag's healing potion.
Hag's healing potion.
Yeah.
Got it. I can do that.
Laura, it could be a house of horrors and horrors.
I'm just gonna text it to you, so
But
next
it
time I
doesn't
open
make
it
me.
up.
I have
There you go.
need for
That's fine.
neither of those.
No problem at all.
Apparently, I don't need any help getting laid. I just go to sleep and I wake up. Like, I'm fine. I'm good.
Well,
Technically,
James didn't.
I didn't say
because-
what they did.
because I had no intention of going
How
through something.
the?
I can imply that it would have happened on a long enough timeline,
Yeah, we.
but a long enough timeline didn't happen where I had to say, okay, that shit didn't
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
happen.
we had that awkward conversation. Like the kid's getting a horrible role. It's
Yeah.
like, oh god, I'm gonna have to do it. All right. Like hitting the table for us. You
Yeah.
can't- Are you sure you rolled a one? No. Dude, like I'll describe rape on video, but I don't want to.
Oh man.
Nah,
Well-
I'm not doing that. I can't.
And Dave
I
was like,
just,
"That's what
I
I'm
simply
I'm
could not.
opening up."
I wouldn't do it.
Oh,
Well,
the
the
webcam
hag
will
comes
what
up.
happened.
Nah,
Yeah,
I would absolutely pull DM fire and be like, nah, no, I'm sorry I ever put us in this position. I'm not going through with it. Not doing it.
Lucky
Sorry,
for
everybody.
You, the hack
I
part a
don't-
little tar-
I don't care if I'm breaking your immersion. I don't give a shit. I'm not describing rape on fucking anybody. So
Nope, that's that's the exact same mindset. Whenever Cody had asked if he could do that thing in my fucking my Monster Hunter campaign,
Cody wanted to
he
rape.
wanted to rape one of the characters.
yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and
because
like
it's Cody
because
and he wants things
he's
to
a
be.
fucking edgelord.
Because
Yeah,
when he
that's
hears you get to
literally it.
live out your
That's
fantasies.
exactly what it boils down to. Is he wanted to be an edgelord.
He wanted to be like his character was a halfling. It was half of a lector. He wanted
Right.
to be like half of a cannibal lector, right? That's
Because the show had just come out and he had been watching it, and so he was like, "Yeah, I love that character. We're doing evil. I'm gonna go all the way." Edgelord. And then he edgelorded himself right into a fucking grave. Well, not quite, but close enough.
You're talking about in that campaign, or
You know what? If you look at him, he does look like a fucking mummy.
I haven't seen him.
He doesn't look too bad,
I
right?
haven't seen him since we all went to the bar together.
Yeah.
He's not looking too bad. He hasn't cut his hair in a while, so it's not guessing.
That's normal.
Overall, he's
Yeah, but
Wait.
you've also seen him at like differing stages.
That's not
True.
entirely true. There was one time where I went to the bar independent of you all, and I ran into him there at like 2 a.m. He was outside the bar, like I think he was crying or something.
Okay.
Okay, so in his normal spot.
he looks like the other
That's
night.
because
It
he
was,
had just masturbated and couldn't come.
the other night we all
Or he
like
did
closed
masturbate. He
down.
masturbated and came.
The other night after we all closed down, it was so fucking hot back there, and he was just finishing a few last things.